In this video, I'd like to talk about the Pythagorean theorem in 3 dimensions. So for this example problem, we need to find the length of the diagonal D in this rectangular prism. And then we need to round this to the nearest tenth. So notice that this diagonal, it starts at the bottom corner and goes diagonally across this rectangular prism to the top corner on the other side. And so this length we want to call D and try to figure it out using the Pythagorean theorem. So this problem can be a little bit tricky to start, but what we want to do is look at the diagonal on this bottom rectangle. So if I start a line from this corner and go all the way to the bottom corner, then what you can notice is that there's a triangle here that is in fact a right triangle. So we have this right triangle and we can set up a relationship between the side lengths of this triangle where this one is 2 and this one is a little bit harder to get, but we can get that as well. But we can set up a relationship between these side lengths using the Pythagorean theorem. And then we can solve for what D is equal to. So remember the Pythagorean theorem, if we have some right triangle and we know its side lengths, so let me just make a little bit more room here. So let's say the side lengths are A, B, and C, and we know this is a right triangle. Then the Pythagorean theorem says that if we square each of the legs, A and B, and we add them together, that this is equal to the hypotenuse, the long side, C squared. So since we have a right triangle, we can set up this relationship. And we know this leg of the triangle, we just don't know this leg. But we can figure that out since we have another right triangle here, this bottom half of this bottom rectangle. So this right triangle has lengths 4 and 7 for the legs, but again, this is a right triangle since it's a rectangle on the bottom. So let's call this some letter as well. Let's call it x, and we can solve for that and then use the Pythagorean theorem in this big triangle containing the diagonal. So let's just draw another picture of what this bottom rectangle looks like. And we know the two legs of this are going to be length 4 and length 7. So let's just write that in. We have 4 for this side, 7 for this side, and we called this length x. So again, this is a right triangle. So we can use the Pythagorean theorem here to find x, and we just need to label what A, B, and C are. So the legs doesn't matter. If we call this one A, then this one could be B, but we can switch it if we want. But the hypotenuse has to be C in this theorem here. So now that we have everything labeled, let's just plug everything in. So we have A squared, which is 4 squared, plus 7 squared, which is B squared, is equal to C squared, or x squared. And we could solve for x here, but we actually will need x squared when we use the Pythagorean theorem in this triangle. So if we want, we could leave this. But you can also solve for x if you want to know exactly what that is. So I'll do that very quickly. If we square both of these, 4 squared is 16, 7 squared is 49, so that's equal to x squared. Adding these together, we get 55 plus 10, which is 65. And we just take a square root of each side, so that x is the square root of 65. But we don't actually need to find this, since like I mentioned, we're going to set up another right triangle here where when we use the Pythagorean theorem, we really need x squared. So if we wanted, we could have just left it as that. So let me scroll down. We need a little bit more room. And let's draw a picture of this triangle with the diagonal. So for that one, we have length 2, and then the bottom side of this is going to be length x, and the hypotenuse is that diagonal we're looking for. So that's D, this is 2, we have a right triangle, and this is x. So we can set up our Pythagorean theorem here. We just need to label the sides. So the hypotenuse, that's our C. The legs, it doesn't matter. We can call that A and this one B. And so we have 2 squared plus x squared. See, we now have to deal with x squared and not x. And we have this equal to d squared, or c squared. So at this point, we can plug in what we know for x, or we can plug in what we know is x squared. And both ways can be useful in interpreting what's going on here. So first, we'll just look at this numerically. I'll just plug in this number. So 2 squared, that is 4. And we have the square root of 65 squared. And this is equal to d squared. And then from here, we still have 4, but square root and square cancel, so we just get 65. This is equal to d squared. And 4 plus 65, that is 69. And we can take a square root of each side. So d is the square root of 69. And we need to round this, so it doesn't matter about trying to simplify that. In fact, this one can't be simplified anyway, since 69 is just 23 times 3. And those are both prime, so we don't have any perfect squares when we take the prime factorization. So if we plug that into our calculator, this distance d, this diagonal, the square root of 69, this will be approximately equal to 8.3066, and so on. It is irrational, but we're rounding it to the 10th place. So it's 8.30, so we'll just leave it as 8.3. So this would be our final answer, but there is another way to look at this, like I mentioned. Let's say we just plug in what x squared is equal to. So let me scroll back over. We need a little bit more room. At this point, we're just looking at the equation. And if we just plug in x squared here, we get, let me put this up here, we get 2 squared plus 4 squared plus 7 squared is equal to the diagonal squared. So notice that 2, 4, and 7 are the dimensions of this rectangular prism. So if we have some general rectangular prism, so let me draw one out. And let's say for this rectangular prism that we want to know the diagonal distance. So we want to know what the distance from the bottom corner to the top corner is. And again, we can call that distance d. And let's say we also know the dimensions. We're going to leave this very general. Let's say that maybe the height of this is a, the width of this is b, and the length of this is c. Then if we want to find the relationship for this, we can follow the exact same process. But what we're going to find based on this specific example is that we'll take the height and square it plus the length and square it, and then add the width and square that. And that will be equal to this diagonal squared. So essentially what we'd find in this, let me make it more clear, we'd essentially end up with that same triangle there. But in this triangle, we could solve for d and find that d squared is equal to a squared plus b squared plus c squared. So the Pythagorean theorem in 3 dimensions, you just take each of your dimensions, you add them together and square it, and you can find this diagonal length squared.